Today on the Morning Edition, one man is in the hospital following a shooting in Turnagain, and Anchorage police are asking for assistance. Anyone with information or video is being asked to come forward. We'll share the details on how you can help. Plus, will a third special session really make a difference in the LNG project? Some lawmakers aren't so sure that it will, while the governor insists it's necessary. We'll tell you what they're saying. And later, this little raccoon, contrary to some opinion, isn't a new cryptid or a chupacabra or, well, anything aside from a raccoon with a rare spinal defect. We'll meet Jimothy as the Morning Edition starts now. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us today. Yeah, I think you might live under a rock if you've never seen videos of Jimothy. It's been
honestly, this was the first time I've ever seen it. Yesterday was, and it's you know,
it blew up over the weekend.
In the daylight, you're like, oh, that's a cute, funny little animal. In the nighttime, if you saw that, you'd be like, yeah, I'm going the other direction.
Nightmare fuel, yeah. No, but he's cute.
And I do love the name. Looking forward to hearing more about that. But rain, we've got more heading our way. Of course, this morning we are dry across South Central. We may actually see some breaks in the clouds with the occasional sunshine peaks, but that's going to be very limited across South Central. We are waking up this morning to fairly cool conditions across the region as temperatures have dipped down into the 40s across South Central, 55 in Fairbanks, where we have been holding on to some rain through the night, and that continues this morning. And then you can see out towards southeast, more sunshine. We've been holding on to a quiet stretch of weather, and that will continue through the next couple of days before more rain builds in to the panhandle. You can see thunderstorm activity through the overnight hours into this morning, still holding on to a decent band of some heavier rain that's lifting north of Fairbanks out towards the south-facing slopes of the Brooks Range. This has already brought nearly a quarter of an inch of rain out towards Fairbanks, with surrounding areas also seeing a few hundredths of an inch, if not slightly higher amounts. So we did see bands of some heavier thunderstorms that move through the overnight hours. Today, we will largely be dry outside of those passing showers this morning, and then we will see the return to some rain later this week. Meanwhile, across South Central, fairly dry this morning to start off the day. With that said, we've got more rain out towards western and southwest Alaska, and this moves in as we head into the evening hours. So while the first part of the day is dry, second half of the day is going to be wet. We've already got flood watches that have been issued across the valley down through western parts of the Kenai, as flooding caused by excessive rainfall will be possible. So we do have a first alert weather day in effect for your Wednesday. We're also going to see some gusty conditions today and into tomorrow. So dry for the first part of the day, possible sunshine breaks through at least the next few hours, and then that rain builds in later this evening, just in time for the evening commute, carrying us into tomorrow. I'll have more on that and what that means in terms of our July precipitation, as well as that 7-day coming up.
Anchorage police are investigating a shooting in the Turnagain neighborhood that sent one person to the hospital. Police blocked off West 34th Avenue near Wisconsin Street as they investigated the shooting, which happened around 2 a.m. Monday. Officers found shell casings in the area and evidence markers stretched towards Balto Cephala Park. Police later learned one person had arrived at a local hospital with a gunshot wound and believed it was connected to the shooting. Neighbors told Alaska's news source they saw a white car leave the area.
It was about 2:10 this morning. On my balcony, I seen a white car pull up. Being that close to unexpected gunshots, it's really, really eye-opening.
Police have not identified a suspect or released a possible motive. They want to hear from anyone with information or security camera video. Alaska wildlife troopers have identified the man whose remains were recovered near Egegik earlier this month. Troopers say the remains are those of 22-year-old Seth Whiteman of Eagle River, who was reported overboard near Egegik Bay on June 29th. The Coast Guard and state troopers searched by skiff, helicopter, and airplane for 7 hours that night. Authorities say Whiteman was reportedly not wearing a life jacket when he went into the water. Next of kin have been notified. At the Capitol, Governor Dunleavy wants an LNG pipeline through the state, but on Monday, lawmakers told our political reporter Will Courtney it may be up to the next administration.
I don't think that anyone is going into this third session with hard and fast expectations.
That's House Speaker Bryce Edgman, and has answered how he thinks a third special session will go. For months, lawmakers have tried to pass a deal cutting property taxes for the gas line's developer in the hope it creates a gas line. The bill died last week, and many in the majority say that was the best deal they were going to get.
I think this was as close as you were going to get the various actions to a deal, as close as you were going to get them to a deal. I thought this was our best chance.
We don't know what the next special session will look like or if any work at all will be done in it. It's a technical session, which is largely just a formality. Those technical sessions can, in theory, go until the end of the session, and that means no work gets done. With the last best deal offered, lawmakers and leadership say it may be up to the next governor to give the state a gas line.
But in terms of just setting it aside for the next governor, I've heard that, but I think there will be an attempt this session to try to make all the ends meet and to get the support needed in the legislature. Again, but it's going to be hard.
We're slowly reaching the point where it might be best for a new governor and a new legislature to delve into this.
At this point, I would say that's the real expectation. I'm frustrated with it, don't like it, but I got to be a realist.
And once again, the future of Alaska's gas line is unclear. Edgman does tell me there will be some sort of attempt in the third special session, but what that ultimately looks like, still unclear. The special session starts next week. Will Courtney, Alaska's news source.
A Coast Guard helicopter crew was called in to help a young cruise ship passenger in the Gulf of Alaska. The Sitka-based crew evacuated an 11-year-old boy from the Norwegian Joy on July 11th. Emergency crews were waiting when the helicopter touched down in Juneau. Anchorage faces a need for social services like shelters and clinics, but some are raising concern for where resources are concentrated. Joe Allgood has the story.
A fair deal for Fairview. That's what two Anchorage Assembly members are hoping to get as they shed light on what they say is an overconcentration of social services in their neighborhood. When it comes to a new homeless shelter or behavioral health clinic,
frequently it all gets put in the same part of town, and that's East Downtown in Fairview. That goes back decades.
14 different social service centers of some kind were cited in a memorandum prepared by Assembly members Daniel Voland and Sydney Scout.
It's also a follow-up to a hasty process that was pushed through at our meeting 2 weeks ago. And so we want to make it clear that this topic is not closed.
Following grant approval for a new recovery clinic in Fairview, the pair want the Assembly to consider what that might mean.
Yeah, I think there's safety impacts, there's behavioral impacts that spill out into the neighborhood. We receive frequently emails, concerns about littering, trash on public property, private property, folks who are in crisis, right?
Mayor Suzanne LaFrance did acknowledge that the most recent approval process was, quote, unusual in how quickly it came together.
It wasn't flagged for community concerns or behavioral health services because that's just not something that had been done. We have changed that process so that now in the future, if there is a potential grant award that has behavioral health services or something of community concern, we'll flag it.
While others on the Assembly cited the need for services nearest to the problem, Scout and Voland disagree.
I think it's a chicken and egg kind of situation where if we keep having services for folks in need, of course that the folks in need will be potentially more visible in those areas. But as Vice Chair Voland mentioned, everybody needs behavioral health services at some point in their lives.
The memorandum will be entered into the record at Tuesday's Assembly meeting, but whether there's any further policy changes is up to the Assembly. Joe Allgood, Alaska's news source.
Fairbanks police need your help finding a suspect involved in a deadly crash at the corner of the Steese Expressway and 10th Avenue Sunday. Around 12:30 a.m., officers responded to a collision between a motorcycle and a bicyclist. Police say the person riding the bicycle ran off while the motorcycle driver, 19-year-old Aiden Cowles, was taken to Fairbanks Memorial Hospital where he died a short time later. Police Chief Ron Dupuis says witnesses described the bicyclist illegally crossing the highway under a red light with no crosswalk, while Cowles had a green light and was following the speed limit. The suspect is described as a native male about 5'10" with dark skin, weighing around 230 pounds. If you know anything, call the Fairbanks Police Department. In Alaska, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports a two-person household is expected to spend about $420 more this year on essentials like gas, groceries, energy, medical care, and housing compared to last year. Families trying to make it work are finding new ways to save money. Augusta McDonald introduces us to one young family who found a way to spend the summer months outside, keep the kids entertained, and save on money and groceries.
When the going gets tough, the tough,
Asher, it's okay. It's just a bug.
get growing.
I just do not like bugs now.
Stephanie Ellis brings Asher and Eliana to help out in their community garden plot once a week.
That's okay. They need a bath anyway.
They showed me how to spend an inexpensive day outside.
More lettuce, marigolds, and peas. It's self-sufficient. It's beneficial. It can help you in the long run. And it may be difficult sometimes, but you still get some sort of produce out of it.
Stephanie expects to save several $100s on groceries this summer, cash that's needed in other areas of the family budget.
It's low, but I'm not filling it up every 4 days or every 2 days anymore.
My favorite thing to grow is sunflowers.
The average Anchorage community garden plot costs about $25, and the savings get easier.
And then that saves you a whole ton of money when you go to germinate your own seeds. And germinating the seeds is really easy to do.
The kids aren't just learning how to care for their family. She hopes they learn how to care for themselves, too.
I really hope that they find a hobby that entertains them and keeps them mentally, put together. I struggle with mental health a lot, and one of the main reasons that I garden is for my mental health.
While today's activities were easy on the wallet.
Look at this sky. Look at this.
Learning new things with the ones you love.
Oh, that is the most red strawberry I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Is priceless. Augusta McDonald, Alaska's news source.
Still ahead today on the morning edition. Join me out here in Bear Valley. We're taking a look at how the weather has caused some people to change their plans this summer. We'll look at that coming up after the break.
Well, things are fairly dry right now across South Central. We're already closing in on our July record, and more rain is heading our way. I'll have more on that first alert weather day into your Wednesday coming up. The first sunrise, 5:05 in Anchorage, 5:56 in Bethel.
Welcome back in on this Tuesday morning with a look over Bear Valley. Aaron, you say we're getting a little break from the wetness until we get some more rain probably tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to see most of that rain heading in tomorrow, but we do have rain arriving this evening for parts of South Central. And of course, we'll try to squeeze out some sunshine for the first part of the morning. Now, as we went through yesterday evening into the night, we were largely dry. We did see some showers late through the night into early this morning, but we're largely dry, and we are going to continue that trend through at least the first part of today. Now, when it comes to the rainfall for the month of July, it certainly has been a wet one. We've come in at 4.22 inches of precip as of yesterday evening. And you can see we are well above what we typically see during the month of July, which closes in just under 2 inches of precip. And as of today, it is the wettest stretch of weather we've seen so far from July 1st through the 20th. And the wettest July on record is 4.49 inches set back in 2001. So we're only 0.27 inches away from tying that. And we almost certainly will break that as we head through the rest of this week. You can see a 9-day stretch of rain has been with us dating back to July 12th. This is 3.92 inches that has fallen from July 12th through July 20th, which is actually the 16th most amount of rain, or the 16th record when it comes to the amount of rain that has fallen in a 9-day period. So that kind of gives you an idea of just how wet we have been across the region. We're dry again this morning, but we will see rain by this evening. So we're going to call it a 10-day stretch of seeing some rain, and then more rain tomorrow will carry us into our 11th straight day of seeing rain in the forecast. And we do have a first alert weather day as we welcome in your Wednesday as another round of heavy widespread rain builds in. Now this will come in two rounds of rainfall. Round number 1 does arrive later this evening, and then round number 2 arrives tomorrow. Be prepared for high water and poor visibility, and we'll also see some gusty winds to be expected, not only today, but into our Wednesday as well. So we're dry to start off your your Tuesday. There's all the rain that we're watching as you head out towards southwest Alaska as well as through the Aleutians. That builds eastward as we head throughout the day. So notice by the middle of the afternoon hours, rain beginning to build across the Kenai. And then as we head into the evening hours for Anchorage, after about 5 to 6 p.m., we will see that rain beginning to build in across Anchorage. That's band number one. That shifts off towards the east. You should see a dry morning commute tomorrow outside of some lingering showers. And the first part of your Wednesday will be dry, and then more rain builds back in as we head into your Wednesday afternoon and evening hours. So we will see some dry time tomorrow. This is not going to be an all-day rainfall event, but it will come in 2 waves, and we're going to still see that potential for about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall across South Central. And again, we only need 0.27 inches for us to hit a brand new record, and we're almost certainly going to break that. And again, you can see about 1 to 2 inches of rain can be expected across most areas of South Central through Thursday afternoon. Again, we'll also see some gusty winds today. Those winds will gust anywhere from about 20 to 35 miles per hour. Those die down overnight, and then they pick right back up as that next wave builds in tomorrow afternoon. Winds tomorrow not going to be as strong, but as we welcome in Thursday, we should see those winds possibly pick right back up. So expect to see a period of some gusty winds the next couple of days. You can see, again, some sunshine breaks possible for the first part of the morning before that rain arrives as we head into the evening hours. There's that first alert weather day into your Wednesday. And I guess keeping with the trend like we've been dealing with most of this summer, summer returns on the weekend before more rain builds back in. Possible rain showers early next week.
Yeah, looking forward to summer returning, even if it's brief. Thanks, Aaron. It's been a rainy July, and for some, that means a change of plans. One retired Alaskan says he skis almost every day in the spring. Danny Tompkins joins us now to show us how the conditions have impacted the 76-year-old this season. Danny, how's the weather treating you out there right now?
Hi, Kristen. It's not too bad. It's a little chilly, but thankfully there's not much rain happening, so I'm feeling good out here. And I actually first met Ron Walkopolsky on this mountain behind me. We were both hiking it earlier this summer, and what stuck out to me were the skis strapped to his back. He typically hikes up this slope, traverses across the ridge, and skis down that gully where you can still see a little bit of snow.
Oh, it's really exhilarating. I mean, there's nothing like it. And I got the dogs. Sometimes they run in front of me and cut me off. And
Ron can always be found with his 2 yellow labs, who he calls Ron's boys. They remind him that even in the mountains, he's never alone.
My wife passed away 10 years ago, July 5th. And before she died, 3 months before, our last lab died. And she didn't want me to be lonely, so she put the money down on these guys. So they're Cindy's last gift.
A piece of her that is always with him.
It's kind of like, it's like she's still there with me when I'm with them.
And he says they have just as much fun in the snow as he does.
They'll be off on looking for critters, porcupine. I've gotten to the bottom, and there's porcupine quills in their face.
Sometimes a little too much fun.
Ski down, boys. Go ski down. Slide down on your bellies, just like you did over here. Go, boys. Slide down there.
Well, those dogs look so adorable and like such adventurers. Now, Ron says that him and his boys are done skiing this season due to the recent rain, but they do look forward to skiing again in the fall. And Kristen, I don't know about you, but normal skiing is hard enough. Can you imagine hiking up with your skis and then also skiing down?
Yeah, no, I can't even get down on a bunny hill by myself. Thanks, Danny. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting. Available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.